And we're back with Unforgettable Conversations. Today we have a very special guest, the one and only, the returning Richie Rich himself with West Coast Fence Pros.
Yes, sir.
Dude.
Thanks for having me, bro.
It's awesome to finally have you back on. And then this time it's a one-on-one where we're going to talk about West Coast Fencing Pros, dude.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know what West Coast Fencing Pros is. So let's kind of explain to them what it is.
I'm sorry, I got to correct you. You said fencing pros, but it's West Coast Fence Pros.
Oh, sorry. Fence Pros.
Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, West Coast Fence Pros, we are a residential commercial fence contracting company. Is that how you say it? But yeah, all of Southern California. We are excited because this upcoming year. So this year we are in. We've been in Ventura County, so we're preparing things for a cooler year. So that probably about like second quarter, we're gonna be in Orange County.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome. And then I know that you have like a mission to get all the way to like San Diego, right?
Yeah. So that's why I'm excited about Orange County, because Orange County we could service LA, Orange County, and be able to dip into San Diego.
Start like piercing into San Diego. Damn, yeah, that's awesome.
And then San Diego for sure be our next stop.
That's like 2027. Yeah, hopefully.
Every 2 years we're going to another county.
Nice. And I feel like you've not only hit a whole bunch of milestones with like your shop, and now you're upgrading your shop to a new location and all that. I feel like we're gonna dive into it, but we have to let's scale it back a little bit. Let's turn the clock back back a little bit and get back to, because you're not originally from California.
Yep.
So you're from Washington, right?
Born in California, but raised in Washington.
Born in California, but born in Washington.
Yeah.
And you were born in Yakima, right?
Yakima. It's funny. I just there was a customer we had in Goleta this week, and he was like trying to what's the word, like mess with me. He was like, sorry about your team. We beat your team yesterday. I was like, what do you mean? I didn't watch the game. I didn't know about the Seahawks and Rams game.
Right.
We beat your team, yada, yada, this and that. And I was like trying to be nice because the guy still owes us a check, you know?
You're like, oh, yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah, and I was like, well, dang, who's your team? He's like, Seahawks. I was like, that's my team too. He's like, where are you from? And it turns out we're from the same area, from Yakima.
Oh, okay,
and this guy owns like tons of rental properties in Goleta for students, student housing. And it was a cool conversation. I don't know. It's just cool when I meet somebody that's like from this area, same area, and then we were on the phone for like 10 minutes after that, just conversating about where we're from.
Yeah, and it's not a common area if you think about it, because Yakima is mainly farmlands, or what is it?
A lot of farmlands. That's if you're rich, then you own like farmland out there, or agriculture, like fruit, apples, or pears and grapes.
So it's a small city in itself.
Yeah.
So to find someone, especially in a different state, that's from there, that also has the same team, it's pretty rare, I guess you could say.
That conversation, the guy was super excited that we were from this area, same area.
Yeah, it's always cool when you meet someone from, like, when you're traveling somewhere and you meet someone from a different area. Like, I met a couple people when I was like in I forgot where I was at. I think it was overseas when we went to travel, and I met someone that was from Simi Valley. I'm like, what?
Really?
Like, you're from Simi Valley? And he's like, yeah. And that's always trippy. Like, even though Simi Valley is a little bit of a distance, but Yakima itself, it's even more specific.
Fun fact, you know, Selena, the singer?
Yeah.
Her parents met in Yakima.
No way.
Yeah.
Were they born there, or how they met?
I don't even know how they met. Like,
they just were.
It was just like
that's
by
where
passing,
they met.
but they met in Yakima.
Dang. Yeah. So that's a story to tell.
Yeah.
There's probably like a landmark there, like this is where the parents met.
Yeah.
And then years later, yeah.
Yeah.
So fencing.
Yep.
Is it a family trade?
I guess you could say that. I remember as a kid, my dad was appliance repair guy. Like, you give him anything, he'll fix it. Like, nothing's gonna stump him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he just took on a side job for a pastor friend of his. They needed a fence, and my dad, being a good guy, he said we'll build it. So we figured out how to build them a fence because they really needed a fence to keep their kids in and keep the dogs out.
Right.
And so we took a whack at it and we built them a fence. And after that, we like slowly but surely started getting like side jobs like that. And then it kind of died down. And then we didn't get back into that until like years later when I started a fence company in Washington.
So you technically were the first one to start it, like the actual company. Yeah, because that was just more like a favor, like, hey, can you help me out, like with some electrical or something like that?
Yeah, we were just taking on a bunch of side jobs and stuff. But
Gotcha. How old were you back then when your dad first took that?
7th, 8th grade.
Oh, okay. Well, so you were young.
Yeah.
Till later on, how old were you when you started the business?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably like 15 maybe when we were doing those side jobs. And I was 25 when I officially started my own thing.
Is that what you wanted to do? Or like was there something else that you were like, I want to become a cowboy? I don't know.
No, to be honest, I wanted to be I went to school and got my certs and everything. I wanted to be an underwater welder.
No way.
I was like super stoked, but I wasn't in shape for it.
Oh, so you have to be in shape for that?
You gotta be some sort of shape for it, but my shape wasn't it. Yeah. So and it required a lot of welding.
Okay.
Not welding. A lot of traveling.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. It required.
So like where the ships are, you're gonna do some repairs on
when
some ships.
Those wrags or stuff, you got to go under there and fix stuff. And so yeah, it just required a lot of traveling and on 6 months, 6 off, on and off, 6 months at a time. You know, so
kind of like an oil rig job where it's like you're working for 6 months and then you're off for 6 months.
Yeah. So that's what I really wanted to do. I got all my certs in welding. I just never got into the next phase was
scuba diving.
The
underwater work. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you got to be just a lot better shape to be able to be a scuba diver. And the crazy thing about that the longer you're in down there, the longer you have to rest down there.
Oh yeah, because what is it? I think there's like nitrogen that's in your blood that if you come up too fast, it could technically kill you.
Yeah. And so like after you're working, however long you've been down there, you go. They prepare like a room for you or something like that.
Yeah, to depressurize you.
Like a dry room. Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy.
Dang.
But no, yeah, I wanted to be an underwater welder. That didn't work out, so I took a welding job at a farm. And they hired me, and then the second day on the job, they bring this big bulldozer, and they said, "Hey, fix it." I was like, "What do you mean?" I was hired to be as a welder, hired as a welder, and they're like, "No, you're hired as a welder mechanic." I was like, "All right."
They're like, "All right, give it to me."
I love challenges like that. So, and I absolutely did not know what I was doing because that stuff you give to like actual technicians, you know. And so I just got on YouTube.
That's the majority of the jobs. That's how it's done. YouTube classes real quick, and we'll figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, but it worked. A whole lot of YouTube videos, and they just kept bringing me stuff, and I was fixing a bunch of stuff, and it was pretty cool. I love that job.
So in other words, you kind of got that like experience, kind of like how your dad was like repairs, and whatnot, troubleshooting, so figuring things out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I worked at that farm for a while. For about 2-3 years, and then that job was about an hour and a half away from home, and I just was tired of driving every day, because out here in California, drives like that is kind of normal to get to work, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people commute. Yeah, I mean, shoot, even I commute.
Yeah,
at least an hour and 20 minutes, give or take.
In Washington, that's insane if you do that. Like, what the heck are you doing?
Like you're messing
all
up.
Your money on gas.
Yeah.
And so there was but I wanted to do it because it was a cool job. Like, and honestly, it was a cool job. I missed that job.
Yeah.
Like I would see cows like legit give birth, and the crazy thing. Sorry, we're getting off subject. Did you know that cows can choose like to give abortions?
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, like if they don't want this baby, they'll abort the baby.
How do they self-abort?
They just push it out.
No way. Yeah. Even if it's not ready.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm not ready to be a mom.
I wonder if that's because they're physically like they'll know they'll die or something.
Yeah.
And it's like a nature thing where it's like, you know what, this is like kind of like I mean, obviously it's not the same, but like, you know how like if someone eats something and it makes their stomach upset instantly, your stomach's like, we got to get this thing out of here or throw it up.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something like that, like a nature, not like like the body shutting down and being like, hey, we got to, this baby's going to die. Like, let's push it out and abort this thing before it even comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually saw that happen. It was crazy.
No way.
Yeah.
And it just came out like premature.
Uh-huh.
Dang.
But yeah, no, I love that job. It was a cool job. I probably would have still been there if I didn't quit and take another job. But it was cool. Like I built an actual like a flush system.
Oh, okay.
Like you got all the areas where they walk, and then we've built like this like water flush. It was all concrete, and we like built this water flush system where the water like it opens up on this side and it flushes down.
Like all the dirt and all the stuff from like
Oh. Yeah, it washes all the poop down, goes into the other side, and it drains out. And there's a shuttle takes all this poop up to the reservoir. And they made $30,000 a year on poop.
On picking up poop.
Yeah, they would sell poop.
No way.
It was cow manure.
Yeah. Dang, that's wild. So it's like, I mean, it goes to show that, like, dude, you can make money off anything.
Anything, really.
Anything. If you really put your mind to it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that was that job. I was tired of driving an hour and a half every day. And then the winters got really bad, so driving in the winter was, like, crazy. And so I took a job local. It was a fencing job. They needed a project manager or foreman or something like that. So I took the job. It was very little pay, but like I took it and I like basically flipped the company. Like I was getting them like crazy contracts. I was running the whole show. Mm-hmm. And I told myself like, dang, like I could be doing this for myself.
Right. Like if I'm doing it for them, might as well do it for myself.
Yeah. And so I was landing like huge like city projects, like landing jobs for like the main like electricity companies and stuff.
Oh man! And then since it's all farmland, that's like big. Yeah, there's like a lot of material you're going to use, a lot of like hours for the guys that are going to be. Yeah, like, we're going to spend a month long doing this project.
Yeah, and I was basically running their whole show. It was crazy.
Dang.
And I told myself like 2 years I'm gonna want to learn everything this because I was doing a lot of it, but there was a lot of stuff that the owner was doing that I didn't know anything about that I knew I needed to learn. So I told myself 2 years I want to just learn everything that stuff that he's doing. Then I'm gonna set myself up. I'm gonna quit in 2 years. I'm gonna do it. And it just so happened that we were on this one project. For some reason, the owner never came around. Like I was running the whole thing, but for some reason, the owner showed up on this project. I think it was because he knew the project we were doing it for. He was part of the family, part of the Macy's family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. They're like buku rich. They had a private chef that would come 3 times a day, cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for their dog.
No way. Hey, when you have money, like you have to find a way to spend it, right?
Yeah. And so
dog needs a chef. I can't feed him all the time.
Every day, I would see that chef come in 3 times a day.
That's right. You're over here like, hey, can I get like something, like at least a sandwich or something on the side? Yeah.
But yeah, so for some reason, I don't know why the owner just decided to get involved on that project, and something happened where he got in a like argument with the homeowner, and then the owner's wife at the company I was working for, she comes and yells at us. We're like, what the heck's going on? She goes, pack it up, we're getting out of here. And I was like, all right, well, let's get out of here. Right. It turns out it just ended up being a bad deal. Because the owners of the fence company didn't need to show up. I had everything under control. There was nothing, and they just came and started ruffling feathers. And and it was a good sized project.
Yeah,
they had a few horses they needed to keep in, and that happened, and then we all left, and I came in after work because I knew the contractor fell through, and I knew he needed to keep his horses in, so I knew he was gonna just.
He's gonna have to go with someone else.
Somebody to do it.
Yeah.
You know. So I said, hey, I after work I came back and I said, hey, I'll do it for you. I know you need it done. Let's talk about a price. We talked it out. It ended up working out for both of us, and we did it.
On your own?
Yeah, outside of the company I was working for, and as a side job. And the crazy thing is, so I had to work after hours and weekends, because I still had my job.
Right.
And for some reason, and this job is like kind of like, it was like out of town, like if you to go to this place, you had to go out of your way to get there.
Oh, okay.
So there's not like, oh, I was in the area, but we were there on a Saturday, and I see my boss drive by.
Right.
And he sees us. I was like, what the heck? And like, I locked eyes with my boss. And so I knew that was it for me. I knew he was
the boss that was the owner that messed up the job originally?
Yeah, my boss, yeah. Because at this point, I was doing the job as a side job.
Uh-huh.
And then my boss, he just, for some reason, was in the area. And like I said, you're not just in the area. You got to go out of your way till you see things. And for some reason, he was just in the area. And we locked eyes. And at that point, I was like, dang. This is it. Like, so I just finished the job, and I went, and I didn't hear anything from them. And I went to work on Monday, and his wife blew up on me.
No way.
And I was like, dang, so this is it. Like, this is my 2-year mark. And this is like the week after I decided, like, oh, in 2 years, I'm going to do it. So it was a week later, and then I was like, dang.
So it was officially, maybe it was God's plan.
Yeah.
Right? Officially 2 years, and it was your game plan.
Yeah, but it was really just a week.
Yeah.
And so the money we got from that job, I went and got our license, got insurance, got a truck, bought a little bit of tools, and put an ad in the newspaper.
Old-fashioned way, dude. Yeah, marketing right there.
At that time, newspaper was still working a little bit. Yeah. And so, yeah, rest is history.
And that's I mean, like, the fact that you went through and like decided, like, dude, the guy needs to still get his horses like encaged so that they don't just disappear one day or someone takes them or they get hit by a car or something like that.
Yeah.
And you took the initiative and you actually went over there to actually see if you could sell it. I feel like a lot of people start their business that way. They go out, they take the risk and be like, okay, well, let me see if I could do it. Either in a cheaper form or just an alternative route for them to actually get the job done and give you, since you've kind of got that experience through that one company. So officially, how long were you at that company for?
Say that again?
How many years did you spend at that company?
Oh, just a summer.
Just a summer? So like not even like a year or years. It was just like 6 months or so?
Yeah.
Or not even 6 months, probably like 4 months?
Yeah, it was just a summer.
So in one summer, you pretty much figured out everything you needed to know about fencing.
Yeah.
Dang.
Because a lot of it's not like crazy, like rocket science, like a lot of the basic stuff. There is a lot of stuff that's like you need somebody smart on your team,
Right.
But I was able to figure out a lot of the major stuff,
Right.
And so yeah, and then so on my last day there, when they were escorting me out to the building because I was such a bad guy. But it was such a hard time because like I made good relationship with all the people working there. They like all loved me. We had like good like culture there, work culture.
Right.
And you can see in everybody's faces they were bummed out. And so I was like, "Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna build this, and then you guys come over here." And then the next year they're all working for us.
No way.
It's pretty cool.
So you went, got your license, got your tools, got your truck with the money that you made from this one job, and then. How was it with the license in Washington? Because I know you experienced it.
You get it in a day.
No way.
Yeah, so easy. And for some reason, you can't get a license without insurance. You can't get insurance without a license. And so it's like so weird. So
they complicate things.
Yeah, and so, but I was able to do it in a day. Over here, you got to take a course.
It's a lot different.
And you schedule the test. Like, I think I took like a year and a half to get my license here.
Yeah.
It was a long time. I almost gave up, honestly.
Good thing you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're here now because of all your hard work. So the license, is it just like you go online and purchase it, or how do
Yeah, you walk into a building and you show them your insurance, and they write everything up and print
So
it
you
off.
did have to go get your insurance first, and then be like, "Hey, I have my
You
insurance."
got to get them on the phone and say, "Hey, he's here," so you can issue it. You know, it's annoying. Like everybody, nothing is supposed to be easy. You know, they got them complicated somehow.
Yeah. So from the time you got your insurance to the entire process of actually like being like legitimate business.
Yeah, like
how many days?
That next Tuesday or something like that.
No way. Like a day?
Yeah.
Or no, dude, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously you experienced it over here in California. It's entirely different.
Yeah.
The process is like you're jumping through so many hoops, and it makes sense, but at the same time it's like, dude, like it shouldn't be this complicated to try to make money.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you did a job already, and it was a big one. So you brought in your family once you got the license?
No, we were
who did you have to help you?
Everybody had their jobs at the time. So I was just going for a little bit, and after a while, one brother came, and after a little while, another brother came, and no, actually, let's rewind. I started all with my younger brother because he was in high school, and then at the very first job we did with the license, it was with my little brother.
Okay.
And and yeah, we were just kind of just taking every job we can, slowly but surely. And then later on, my older brother came, and then later on, my dad came as a sales guy, and my dad's a crazy good sales guy.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was just a cool time, fun memories.
How long did you guys do it for? Because I know obviously you ended up moving, but how long was the family business going for?
It was about 4 years, I believe.
Nice.
Before I moved over here.
So what happened when you decided like, hey, I'm gonna be heading out? What ended up happening to that company?
We just kind of just let it die down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So no one really like took charge and was like, hey, I'm gonna go take advantage and like do it.
Yeah. It was I ran it in a way where like everything had to be through me. In order for it to survive.
Gotcha. So if it's like you weren't there, the odds are they'd kind of fall apart.
And I've learned a lot of things along the way, you know. So like, sorry,
no worries.
I've learned a lot of things along the way that if you want to like build something like big, like to where it's operating on its own, you got to build it in a way so it could be ran by you instead of through you.
Right.
I didn't know that, so I built it in a way where it was being ran through me. And so when I was absent, it wasn't very effective, you know?
So like a successful business would be one that you could step away from and it still makes you money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a self-sufficient company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is automated and systems are in place. Everybody knows their role. And as long as everybody's in the role, like, you kind of don't need to be there.
Right. Did it affect your family at all when you left? Because I don't know if that was their full-time job or was it like
I'm sure it did, but everybody was blessed enough to acquire other jobs, you know.
Okay, that's good. But they didn't really fall into the same line of work, right? They just did different things?
Yeah. My dad worked for a vendor who we bought materials from. Mm-hmm. Which was a pretty big deal because they're like, in order to work for them, it's like you're like made it. Like it's like a big like career move.
Right. So it's like a big company out there.
Yeah. So we had a good relationship with them because we were getting all the material from them.
Right.
You know, and so when I don't know how the word got out, but they hit my dad up and said, hey. Because my dad was just great in the industry, you know?
Right.
And they knew my dad was a good sales guy. And so, like, hey, come work for us. Like, first of all, if you're applying for them, like, it's, like, far and few. Like, it's hard to get in.
Yeah, like, only a couple of people are coming in, and we're very picky.
It's like here, working for the county. You're, like, on a 2-year wait.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so he didn't even apply. They reached out to him.
Oh, like a headhunter style. Yeah. Okay, and nice.
So it was like a huge deal. They paid him like $5,000 to move over to the city where they were at. And
okay, yeah, because he still was in Yakima, and they moved him over. Okay,
yeah, and so it's just a great job.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So then, once you came to California, did you know what you wanted to do? Like, did you know, like, I'm gonna do fencing over here now? Did you?
Yeah. So, this whole journey of building this company has been like absolutely like super spiritual. You know,
Really?
like it's I like that's the only way it was gonna survive. You know, because I knew like because starting doing that company before and it not surviving without me gone, I knew like I knew that I don't know it all, you know. So I went to the Lord for about it, you know. So before I moved over, I was at this church service and there was this guest speaker and he came and spoke to me and he said that you're gonna move to California, and the guy knew anything. He knew nothing about me. He just said you're gonna move to California and you're gonna start a fence company. I was like, okay, yeah, that's true. And he said, but he said, the power of God is an accelerator. So he accelerates things. So you're gonna move to California and you're gonna build a fence company, but it's gonna be one of the fastest growing companies, and everybody's gonna wonder how did this thing grow so fast. And so that's kind of how it happened, you know. Like
Right.
I moved over, and I didn't believe that at first because like it took forever to get my license, you know. And then after I got my license, um, I was going to quote on a project, and so this is why I mean like it was just like a super like God thing, you know, because that happened, and I got my license, and then we get a call to go quote on a job out in like Simi Valley, I believe. And have you ever seen the Home Alone?
Yeah.
And that guy when he gets shocked and his hair's like, whew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The lady there at the house looked just like the guy in Home Alone. His hair was like, whew.
All like
And I thought like
fried up.
I thought she like got shocked or something.
Uh-huh.
And she was a crazy cat lady too.
Ooh.
And it was
Okay.
just it was just weird. So I showed up and do the quote, and she says, "Actually, I don't need a fence." I was like, "What the heck?" It got weird. I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, God told me to bring you over here. I don't need a fence. God told me to call you over here because I need to talk to you. And I was like, well, that's weird.
Okay.
And so she goes, I need to pray for you. And I was like, okay. Like, I just let her pray for me. But honestly, I felt the Lord when she prayed for me. The crazy cat lady that looked like the guy from Home Alone,
Right.
had a word from God for me. So she like prayed over me, and she said, this year's gonna be one of the most profitable years you've ever seen in your life. And the Lord called me over here, told me to call you over here to pray for you and tell you that I don't need a fence. I needed to tell you this.
Whoa. That's crazy.
And she said, you're gonna see things you've never seen.
W-
Yeah.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I should find her name. Like I never talked to her ever again after that because
And that was like the first bid ever, or the one that you were supposed to
it was
do.
the early stage. That was actually before I even got like a marketing company, you know?
Right.
That was me trying to figure out how to do marketing on my own.
Dang. Well, yeah. I mean, it goes to show God does work in mysterious ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So
For the license, can you explain the process of that? Because you said that it took you a year and a half.
yeah.
Explain the process compared to like the Washington one.
Yeah, so the Washington one, you get it in a day. You get your license, get your insurance, and then then you're official. That's it. But over here, there's like so much more processes. Like in order to, so you gotta. I don't even remember the whole process anymore. But it's a lot. You need verify your residency, verify your age. You need somebody to sign off verifying that you have the experience that you have.
Right. Yeah.
You need and then you need
Schooling too, right?
you need the schooling. I did schooling, but this is where I messed up. I wanted to get a general contractor's license, so I got the schooling for a general contractor's license.
Right.
The school I went to was like in LA, and it was like not even good. Like, so I failed 3 times for the general contractor's license, and so So that's part of why it took me so long, because I was trying to get my general license, and
And that's General A or General B?
I think it was general B.
Okay.
Yeah. And so after the third time, I was like, screw this. I'm just gonna get the fencing license.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduled the test, and like I passed it the first time.
Nice.
I had like a
Okay.
95%.
I mean, goes to show, like,
Yeah.
you know your stuff. It's just the other test. I know I've heard a lot of crazy stories about the general license.
Yeah, they
It's
wanted
crazy.
how many gallons of water does it take to fill up a house or something like that. It was, yeah.
In case there's a leak or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of went like through the same process. I'm at least like the way I did it with my C36 license. Because what classification is it?
It's a C13.
C13. Okay, so the C13 is the fencing one. The C36 is the plumbing one, and that's the one that I ended up getting. And I remember, I think you got yours. I think it was like maybe like 2 years before mine. Oh no, 2 years after mine.
After you.
After me, because I went to go take it, and dude, I kid you not, you're not lying. Like that is hard to like go through to actually one jump through all the requirements, provide proof, because you have to. It's so weird. You need to have someone that is a contractor to sign off that you have the experience to become a contractor.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a referral thing. So it's like someone that's never worked in fencing or any trade that doesn't know someone that can sign off for them can never even go get the license.
Yeah.
Even if you go to school.
Yeah.
And even then, you still have to go study every single day and take the test. And then for some of them, it's easier to go through the school. So like for me, I did it around, I want to say during COVID time. So the school wasn't even available for me.
Oh, really?
I had to do everything online, or not even online. It was a lot of like the booklets at home. So every single day I would come home, I'd literally read through the entire packet till it was like I eat my dinner, study. I'd go take a shower, come back, and then I'd study some more every single day. And then towards the end, it's like when you go to the office, you have to turn all your stuff in. So like no phones, no Apple Watch, nothing except for your ID.
Yeah.
And then it's for us, it was 200 questions. 100 questions about the trade, and then 100 questions about the law. And I don't know about you, but like a lot of that stuff, like they asked me stuff that I was like, I'm not even gonna work in that. They were asking me about medical grade equipment, and the plumbing that was needed for that, and I was just like, I'm never gonna go. It's all residential. What I'm thinking of doing, like maybe some commercial, but hospital stuff, like I wasn't planning on doing that. But they test you on everything, and just the process through jumping all through those hoops and everything. Knowing that I went through it as well, it goes to show that like it is not easy.
Yeah.
It takes consistency, dedication, and just resiliency, honestly, because you have to really keep going at it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you did it, and you not only did you pass your license, but you ended up starting getting bids afterwards.
Yeah.
That's like the next step. And it's not easy either to get work when there's so much competition out there.
Oh yeah. Competition is insane.
Was there a moment that for you felt like, okay, now I know what my next step is after you started like doing a couple first jobs?
Yeah, I knew I needed a marketing team, because I was trying to figure out how to do marketing on my own, but there's a lot of like technicalities that go into it. It requires a lot of time, like keywords and like
SEO,
and like marketing is just a crazy thing on its own. Like you need a certain type of brain for that.
No, definitely.
And so I knew I needed a marketing team if I was gonna like make it, So that was I knew after that was my next step, because I started a little bit of marketing and I see how it kind of worked for what I did figure out how to do. But I feel like, dang, what if I like hired a marketing company who actually knows how to do all this stuff? Like they'll take it like even more. So that's what I knew. Like I need to just hire somebody, and it's been great.
What company did you end up using to for your marketing?
Yeah, they are Advanced Marketers.
Advanced Marketers?
Yeah,
they're local here too.
They're out of Orange County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're pretty great. I love those guys.
Yeah,
Chris.
I know. I feel like they did a lot of, they like revamped a lot of your social media as well too, huh?
Yeah, they're. I love those guys because they like. I think our our well being as a company affects essentially affects their well being as a company because they keep us as a client, you know. So
True.
they care so much about our scaling, so they put a lot into our growth, which has been huge, you know, because we need somebody who's gonna like take ownership and help us out on this journey, you know, and it's been them, you know, so it's been fun.
Did you get them early on?
I got them like second quarter of last year.
Okay, okay. And then you've been doing it like how long has it been since you started the business?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. So, I mean, a lot of progress since 2 years. That's pretty impressive. And so going from you in a truck here to how many trucks you got now?
1, 2, about 6.
6. How was it when you first got that second truck? When it was like, it's no longer me doing it, it's me and someone else.
For a second, it was a little bit of an ego boost. And I was like, oh, heck yeah, we're doing it. But then, like, it sunk in, like, dang. Like,
we're doing it.
yeah. No, but after that, it sunk in and, like, it like, turned my stomach. Like, dang, we got to keep up with paying these guys.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but it's been a fun journey.
How has the process of I guess the pressure, because I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people that think I want to start a business, I want to do this, I want to do that, they might know the knowledge of how to do it and even be able to start their own company, but then there's the pressure. I feel like that everybody gets. How do you manage it?
It's funny, one of the guys that works for us, he said, yeah, I always wanted to do my own company, do something. He didn't know what he wanted to do, but he knew he wanted to start a company. And he said, but like after like being around you, like I get anxiety just thinking about you. He said, I don't want to do that anymore. Honestly, like if somebody were to ask me what their input into somebody starting a company, I would probably steer them away to start a company. You know?
Why is that?
Because stability and consistency is huge. You know, if you're starting a family. You know, a consistent paycheck, like a consistent paycheck is stability, which is what a new family needs.
Yeah.
You know, and thank God, like he's covered us. You know, because it's been scary. There's some scary times, so that's why I say I would steer people the other way because there are some scary times.
Yeah, I know that for when I decided to start my company, I felt the pressure.
Yeah.
I felt it so hard because I was working still. So I felt like I still had my stable job, but I was doing this right after work or on the weekends. Yeah. So at a certain point, I was like 4 or 5 months in, 6 months in, hitting 7, 8 months, and boom, I've been doing this nonstop on top of doing the podcast and working my 9 to 5 plus ministry and just work-life balance, like dealing with like bills, responsibilities, and like, there was extra money coming in, but at the same time I was like, dang, dude, like
no balance.
I remember I drove home one day after a job and it was like, I want to say like I finished it at 10:30 in Thousand Oaks and I was coming back over here to Oxnard and I was just like, I still haven't eaten anything all day. And I just came from I literally like finished my 9 to 5, came home, switched over to a different vehicle, went over to do that job, finished it over there on my way back. And I'm like, I should eat something. And I remember I was at a drive-thru because I was like, I need to just eat something at a drive-thru. And I was like, dude, like I feel it. I feel the pressure. Like, holy smokes. Like this is what it is. This is that constant, like, I got to wake up early tomorrow to do it all over again. And I just thought in my head, like, this isn't for the lighthearted. Like, not everybody can do this. I am struggling to do this. And I remember I got home and I was just kind of like, I have to decide, like, do I want do I want to keep doing this or do I want to do the podcast? Because I was like, one of them has to die.
Yeah.
One of them has to go. I can't do both. Because I remember I was trying to schedule out people to do the podcast too. And I was like, dang, dude, like, it kind of almost broke my heart because I was like, I know I can do this. I know I can become a successful business owner. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm passionate about podcasting. Yeah. And I'm just like, there was this struggle that was like, all right, time to be an adult. Time to be a man. Make your decision.
Yeah.
You can't have it all. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So it's like, all right. And I chose to, unfortunately, let the business die off. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I do plumbing for a living. Mm-hmm. I don't want to come after work and do plumbing again. Mm-hmm. I would rather do what I want to do, which is, this is what I'm passionate about. So I'm like, I'm gonna pursue this, even if it doesn't pay out the same way as it does with as a business owner. But ultimately, for me, I was just like, even if I don't get paid ever for podcasting, I'm still gonna do it. Yeah, that's how I know. That's how I knew like how to make my decision.
That's how you knew how passionate you were about
it. And I feel like knowing that pressure that you're probably going through, and a lot of business owners go through. And there was this book that I finished reading a couple years back when I first started thinking about doing plumbing and starting my own business, and it was called The E-Myth. And it's that one guy, Gettle, the company Gettle, it's the HVAC company from Arizona. They did like a Gettle. It's spelled weird. It's like Gettle air conditioning, and it was an air conditioning company.
Meant like GHET.
Yeah, no, not ghetto. Although it sounded funny because it was a HVAC manufacturer or something like that, and eventually it took the name. And that book was really good because he even talks about having that pressure where he was one of the employers who started the business and ended up doing HVAC work, and he talks about that pressure that you got where he was saying like, I only have $5,000 in my bank account at a certain point in the book. He says, I have $5,000 in my bank account. I have to pay 10 guys next paycheck, next Wednesday. That means I have to figure out how to make enough money to pay out these guys because they're not going to work for free.
Yeah.
And that constant struggle it's commendable because it goes to show that not anybody can do it. And you're an amazing person because you can do it. You can handle the pressure. And in other words, a lot of people see you as a leader because not only do you give them their paycheck, but you also give them guidance to do their job.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Somebody told me I went to this event last year out in Orange County, and I was literally in a room with a bunch of millionaires, like, and billionaires. Like, these guys are all just business owners, and it was a cool like collab. And one of the guys, he was on the podium. They were asking him questions. This guy's like a millionaire. He's like big money, and he runs like a huge company. And somebody like asked him a question. Said, "You ever think about giving up?" And that guy's like twice, 2-3 times a week. And honestly, like, it was a joke, but like, he was serious, and like his joke like warmed my heart, you know, because I was like, dang, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Because like sometimes I do think like, nah, this isn't for us, you know, like I shouldn't be like, you know, I shouldn't be doing this. Like I should just go get something more stable, something less stressful. And like and I told myself like, man, if the thought of me like giving up is even a thought in me, like, it's not for me then. Like, I should just, you know, but like there's this millionaire, he said like 2-3 times a week.
And he already made it. Yeah. He's already a millionaire. Yeah. And he's still at that point.
2-3 times a week he feels like giving up. But that made me feel a whole lot more better.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was just me not having it in me. But
no, it's hard.
I guess having those thoughts secure the fact that I guess I do have something in me.
Oh, you definitely do. The fact that you're going through it all is awesome. It's funny because my dad, he still does sales as a career wise, kitchen products.
For some reason, I thought your dad was a welder right now.
So he did do welding, and he went to school for welding, but he did that like on the side while he was doing sales.
Oh.
But primarily he was a salesman. So he would sell kitchen products.
Okay.
And it's funny because he told me this story that it was not so long ago that he told me. I think it was earlier this year. He told me this story about, and it just kind of like blew my mind because I was like, whoa, that's a different perspective. I never thought my dad, I could have seen him like in that, like, I guess that position of being under pressure as well. And he was saying like, there's two animals. There's a dog, and then there's a wolf, and then there's a hill. And he starts explaining this story. He's like, the dog, he's in a fence, and every single day they bring out food and water, and he gets to eat. And the wolf, he's on the hill, and he's starving. And one day he comes down to the fence, and he sees the dog, and the dog says like, "Oh, what are you doing out there? Like, come in here. They give me water, shelter, food, and water. Like all the stuff I need. I get toys, but the only thing is I can't leave the fence. They get mad if I leave the fence. So I have to stay in the fence." And the wolf's like, as awesome as this is to come in and have food and not be struggling and starving, I would rather be over there because you don't know how it looks on the other side of that hill because you're always going to be restricted to this fence. Even though you have your comforts, it's like a velvet prison. You'll always have food, you'll always have water, but you'll never see what's on the other side of that hill. And I might struggle, I might starve, but you will never be able to see the beautiful things that I can see behind that hill. And that just hit me, dude. I was like, dang, like there's struggle.
Yeah.
And it sucks. But that's a prison, that velvet prison. And it's like, dang.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, ooh. All right. Well, the other thing I wanted to talk about was networking because you've done that. So I know that you've gone to a couple of these conferences and you've met a couple of different people. How vital do you think networking is?
It's pretty vital. I wish I could have gone to a whole lot more. But this upcoming year is a different year. I'm excited for this year because we're like preparing things, we're restructuring things. Because this first year we've been in business for almost 3 years, but this first year was like our first like real year because we were like doing things, you know. So I was being a project manager, a salesperson, HR, answering the phones,
Payroll.
Yeah, I was doing all that on my own, and so. At the beginning, you gotta fix it before somebody yells at me like, "You don't do it on your own."
Yeah.
It was at the very beginning. I was doing it on my own until I realized I'm not answering every call. You know, a lot of missed calls. So I better get somebody else to do that. You know, so and then at that end, so she was booking our calls, booking our appointments. So at that point, I was a salesperson and a project manager. So I was like. Managing all these projects, managing the guys, and being a salesperson. But like you can't do both. Like both of them are like actual full-time positions. You know?
Right.
So like I was a bad project manager. As good as we did this year, I was a bad sales guy. You know, because I wasn't a really dedicated sales guy because I was still doing both. So like
he had multiple hats on.
Yeah. So like with that being said, there was a whole lot of like ton of leads and ton of that just fell through the cracks because I was a bad sales guy because I was trying to be a good project manager while being a good, sales guy. And so you were restructuring things. So like, again, it was a year figuring a lot of stuff out.
So you were like delegating like responsibilities. Okay, we have someone that's going to be answering the phones, someone that's going to be doing this, and then now you're strictly on sales.
Yeah. We
Nice.
put somebody in project management, somebody's doing HR, and so I'm strictly on sales. So this is going to be my year where I'm going to focus on
just creating more work,
networking events, and different groups and whatnot. So I've been hearing about some commercial networking groups that I need to be at. So So yeah, I'm excited. We we're restructuring things so I could be out there more. So
That's good. That's good. And then you just recently, which is awesome, you've got a new shop.
yeah, we actually got into a shop, but I
This year,
realized
right?
yeah.
So two in 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah. And I realized that the year we're preparing for, like this shop's gonna be too small for us.
No way.
So like I gotta make room for our blessing.
Hey, maybe get another shop. Two shops.
Yeah,
Two
no,
different locations.
We got another location. Did I tell you that already?
No.
Yeah, we got another location.
Nice.
It's about 3 acres out in Santa Paula.
Oh, that one. Yeah. You told me about that one. Yeah.
So we were in Ventura. But again, the year we're preparing for that's absolutely going to be way too small for us,
So you guys got the first one in Ventura. How did you feel when you first were like, dang, we have our own shop?
Honestly, it was a relief. It was a relief.
Oh, okay.
A slight portion of me was a little nervous because like that's another expense, but like that expense was like
Needed.
quick. Yeah, it was needed and quickly like overlooked right away because it was absolutely needed. So we were in the middle of like a bunch of big projects and like a lot of fabrication needed to be done. And before that, we were parking all the trucks on the street at my house.
Oh, okay. On that main street, right? Yeah.
It was, man. It's been a journey, like I just loving every step of the journey because I remember we were in my garage, just me and a couple other guys. Went to like getting more and more trucks. All those trucks being parked on the street of my house, and it was a blessing because everything was all closed. But there'll be times where like everybody shows up to work, and all the windows are bashed out, and all the trucks.
Like someone was trying to break into him.
Yeah, and so like the main windshields were all broken. That happened a couple of times. Where like. And times like those is one of those times where like you feel like giving up.
Yeah, it's like, man, I'm gonna send the guys with a broken window. On the freeway for an hour or so.
Yeah, and so like we couldn't send anybody to work that day because we had to get those fixed and so we went from there being on the street and gambling. And there was one time too. I had this weird feeling because we had nowhere to store material, and so this material be on those trucks on the street. And there was one night I had this bad feeling, and I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, we got to go check the trucks. I have this bad feeling," and sure enough, we went out and drove out there, checked the trucks, and there was a guy with another truck with his lights on, like looking at our truck, and there was 2 guys in there in his car. In this truck, and I like knew like that was the bad feeling that I had.
Oh man!
And so I got.
Did they like?
No, yeah, I got off, went and hopped in that truck, turned it on, and those guys just fled. And so I had to move that truck. So
dang.
So like getting into our first shot was like huge. No more bashed windows. No more uncertainty of whether your material is going to be there in the morning or not. So it's been. Having our own place was cool.
Yeah, that's always nice. Did you guys end up converting an office there at that one shop? No? So it's just material and vehicles.
Yeah. And we quickly realized that the year we're preparing for is going to be too small. So we got this yard out in Santa Paula, which is huge. It's a huge piece of property.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I was like, whoa, that's like, what? 2 times, 3 times the size of what you have.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Like we're excited because when we get all set up, you got to come. When we get all set up, we're gonna have
a barbecue over there. Yeah.
We're gonna do a launching party.
Nice. So that's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be cool. So the guys right now this week they built a big shed. So we're building 2 sheds there. And one of them's like 20 by 20. This other one's a 40 by 40.
Oh man.
So these are getting built now.
Just for the materials, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, the 20 by 20 is gonna be for where we store like because the material we could just park them on in the yard.
Right. Yeah. It's not gonna get damaged or something like that.
40 is gonna be where we're actually fabricating stuff, and then the other one's gonna be
for
storing like hardware and all that stuff and tools. And then I found this portable office I'm gonna put out there too.
No way! Oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
So when we're all set up, you're just
gonna need a porta potty or something to like be able to use the bathroom or something like that.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that too. Like we need one, and So yeah, I'm excited for that.
So there's a lot of fun stuff that's gonna be popping up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any like major goals that like for like the next 3 to 5 years that you want to do? I know that you mentioned the San Diego part, but like do you have anything further than that?
Just I absolutely want to do a new county every 2 years, and so after this year we're gonna be in Orange County. The year after that, I think we get to San Diego sooner than 2 years.
Nice, yeah.
This is we're already in Orange County.
Yeah.
Then after that, I want to go up north, like San Jose, San Francisco.
Dang, that's gonna be crazy. Imagine having like 3 shops, like one in like Orange County, one in like I guess like technically Santa Paula area or something like that, and then have like one further up north.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Believe it.
Yeah. Then after that, we're gonna go to Arizona.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Nice. I feel like a lot of companies they have a tendency of like they'll split off to different areas. Like I mentioned that Ghetto company, they started in Arizona and then branched out to California, and now I think they're like maybe making their way up the coast.
I feel like that's the thing. Companies jump back and forth to Arizona and Southern California.
Yeah, because it's close. They're major cities. A lot of work is needed. A lot of infrastructure is just already falling apart. So a lot of those areas that have like fencing or stuff like that, it's old fencing from like who knows how old. So it's like everything needs to be renewed or revamped or something like that.
Like even right now, like I know there's been meetings in city of LA because the Olympics are coming.
That too, yeah.
So they don't want to look like how we look.
How is your work-life balance? Because I know a lot of people don't know this, but you are technically a spiritual leader because of the fact that you not only have been in multiple ministries, but you're also a deacon, a local deacon. Or actually, no, are you official? Are you the official deacon, or is it still local?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So how is it with balancing work with family, with ministry?
Honestly, it's hard. It's extremely hard. So I honestly don't even know how to answer that question correctly because I still have a hard time trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out balancing family, and church and business, because I still be like up like in the office all night to like 1-2 in the morning, just grinding it out and and like I fell at giving other things more time that should have more time. I'm sure my kids would love to wrestle around with me more, so I'm still figuring that out. I'm gonna have it figured out though, because it needs to be tackled.
Yeah,
and I heard somebody ask that same question to this millionaire out in Orange County, and he said, "How do you handle that?" And he answered it the best he can, but he wasn't answering it based from a dedicated believer, But he said you gotta talk to your wife now and tell her like you're gonna be absent this amount of time, and you gotta be okay with it. And like he said it kind of a harsh way, but
right.
And I don't necessarily believe in that, like I still believe like you like God honors where you put your time, So like I've been trying to make it a point to put more time to church and to my family, and like even my wife, like as amazing as she is, she'll like stay up with me and be in the office with me till like 2-3 in the morning still, like she'll stay in there with me just to like spend those extra hours with me while the boys are asleep. So that's like our alone time is me working while she just hangs out in the chair, just kind of just keeping me company, So,
yeah.
So yeah, there is a lot of there's no balance,
Yeah, it's just go through it as best as you can.
And I still don't understand how people actually have like 8 hour to hour day to day planner. How do you do that? Like
that's tough.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I tried that the first day it was out the window because something happened. You know, it was a typical Monday. I got to go here because this happened. So I got, you know, like
the windows are smashed. I wasn't expecting this. Got to go to the shop now, and like all this different stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it does make sense that it would be. It's a question that's asked to a lot of people that are in positions like yours, and it's almost like a difficult question to really answer, or it's just giving your variation of what you believe is the best answer. And I think with anything that you're going to be doing, the more work you put into it, the greater outcome. But also, it's like a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. Mm-hmm. So maybe there's going to be moments where you're working more than you're either being able to participate in certain ministries or even hanging out with your kids or something like that. But ultimately, you're doing it so that you can support them and be able to provide for them for the future. And I think navigating through that, it goes down to every person's, I guess, point of view, where it's like, can I really sacrifice this bid that I got to go do to spend an extra hour or two or the weekend with my kids? Or can I say no to helping out with that ministry at church because I got to execute this thing for work, or make sure that the payroll is done by the weekend, or even I got a dinner date with the wife. Like, I think it just goes down to everyone's own discretion. Like, you have to make those decisions, and ultimately it's like, it's kind of like how I told you, like, hey, you got to make that decision. It's like, it's a hard one. It is where you as a man, you have to decide. It's like, which one are you going to give up? And go that direction.
And it's definitely a sacrifice. You know, like, you got to just choose what's important. Like, I remember there was one time I got back from LA like at 6, and I knew I haven't spent any time with my wife at all. You know, she had a heck of a day with the kids, and like, I knew she needed just a date, you know, and she like absolutely wanted to go to this restaurant out in LA, and it was a Friday night. I was like, dang, I just got back from LA.
Yeah.
And I know that I was just in that traffic, you know, but like, I knew she really wanted to go to this certain restaurant, and I knew we really needed our time. So that was important, you know. So I just, if we need to go back in traffic, then
we'll go back in traffic.
We're spending time together.
That, my friend, is a man. That, my friend, is a man.
Yeah.
You're inspirational, Rich. I think that's a perfect way to end this podcast episode. Thank you for coming on. I'm going to be praying for you. I want nothing but the best for you. I want to maybe in a couple months bring you back in and see how many shops you've actually gotten, or how many cars you got no longer broken into, or something like that.
No more bash windows.
No more bash windows, and hopefully we can do that carne asada at the new shop.
We will.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's end this. Bye, everybody.